Thanks for tuning in to Football Predictions and Wine Pairings with me, Francis. Now, this is my second time talking to you this week, and earlier in the week, I didn't even talk about football. And that's because the big game is on Sunday, and I just really wanted more time to talk about wine. There's a great opportunity here to bring more than one wine because of the multitude of things that are going to be happening at everybody's Super Bowl parties. So, I just love wine and football, so I just really wanted to bring them together. So today I actually am going to talk more about football, and that's where we're going to start. The game is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and I am choosing the Kansas City Chiefs. I am choosing them a little bit begrudgingly. Like many other people in the nation, I am also interested in seeing Philadelphia win. I think it would be great for the city of Philadelphia. It's been a really long time since they won the Super Bowl, and they have the number one defense in the league, and so it would be incredible. The problem is that Patrick Mahomes is unstoppable in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, okay? He has lost the Super Bowl, let's not forget, but he lost to Tom Brady. So he hasn't lost since then. So that's kind of tricky. The other thing is Andy Reid is really smart in the Super Bowl. He's really smart during the regular season also, but he's been to the Super Bowl several times, even with the Philadelphia Eagles. There is no way that Nick Sirianni is smart enough to beat Andy Reid. I mean, if you'll remember, many people were calling for his head earlier this season when they went on a little bit of a losing streak. So I just don't think that he can do it. And that's okay. Somebody has to lose. Anyway, go ahead and take Kansas City. It's like an easy win. There. Now, let's get into the wines. Okay, so I wanted to bring a second and possibly third wine for you. And I had to start by saying that it's only going to be two good wines because the third wine I had was terrible. And when we get to that wine, I will get into all the details as to why you should not purchase this wine. However, I did find another wine that I thought would be a good choice, and I want to share it now. So the wine that I'm also recommending for Super Bowl party and that I'll be taking to mine is Head Snapper Prosecco Rosé. Now, I had considered rosé because I wanted something that was going to straddle between a red and a white. So rosé kind of fits in. And as always, I love sparkling wines, and sparkling wines have the ability to go with anything. And so I'm going to be pairing this sparkling wine with the queso fundido that I made 2 weeks ago. I made a video for it and included the recipe in the description. I will be changing it a little bit. Instead of using chorizo, I'm going to be using ground beef that is flavored with taco seasoning. But with this, it's very cheesy, and the sparkling wine will be able to kind of cut through that richness, the greasiness of the cheese, of the meat. It's going to be so great with that. We're also going to be having a buffalo chicken dip, and it's going to be really excellent with that, as well as these spanakopita cookies. So if I have time, I'll try to make those in advance, and then I can post a video on how those turn out. But to be honest, it's one thing that might get cut if I run out of time. So let's get back into the wine. Here we take a look. It has a beautiful color. It's a beautiful kind of a blush color, on the nose. Oh gosh. Whew. On the nose, I'm getting apple and a little bit of cherry, flowers. There is something, a floral element in here. I couldn't put my finger on it, but there was something definitely floral in here. On the tongue, I'm definitely getting that red fruit, and that includes cherry. So, we smelled that earlier, and it's also present there. There is also a little bit of black pepper in the background. Now, I have to say that this is a medium acidity, so that's really nice. The acidity kind of hits you right at the beginning. And when you're drinking sparkling wines, you are going to get a little more acidity because the bubbles kind of create some acid. It's just right at the beginning, but then it's gone immediately. I found this bottle to be pretty enjoyable. This Prosecco came from Italy. This wine group, Head Snapper, they make several different kinds of wines, and they have wineries all over the nation. All over the world. So they have a winery here in California, one in Italy, one in New Zealand, one in Australia, and one in Argentina. So they're able to really get the best grapes for whatever style of wine that they are making. It is really super affordable. I picked it up at Safeway. It was less than $20. And it will also go great with those chili dogs that I mentioned earlier this week that I'll be having. So, and it's going to be a good choice with chicken wings. I can't recommend it enough. So you should definitely get this. Head Snapper Rosé. It's DOC. As you know, DOC is like one of the highest marks that you can get for wines coming out of Italy. And it's really enjoyable, and even non-drinkers will be drawn to it. Okay, I needed to finish that right away so I could get to the wine that you should absolutely not buy. And this wine is La Prensa from Chile, and it's a Chardonnay. Now, we have not had many Chardonnays on this show simply because I'm really not that much of a fan. But I was looking for something that would be a good juxtaposition to the queso fundido, to egg rolls. I heard somebody's going to be making egg rolls. And I went to look really for Riesling, and the wine shop I was at did not have any Rieslings that I liked. So I wound up not getting any. So I was like, let's take a chance on this Chilean Chardonnay. And in the glass, it is a really light color. Excuse me. It's a really light color. On the nose, it has the smell of petrol. I've mentioned before, sometimes things smell like petrol, gas, and that's not terrible. This is a smell that it has. It also is a little bit sulfuric, kind of bordering on cat piss, which is also a scent that can occur in wines. It most often occurs in Sauvignon Blanc, but it can occur in other wines. And it also has kind of a golden apple, old, like ripe pineapple kind of a smell. So coming into it, I was pretty excited about it. And then when I had it, I found it to be very acidic, extremely tart, just not enjoyable. And it doesn't have any of the elements that most people would associate with Chardonnay. They kind of think of like a big buttery Chardonnay. This one is aged in stainless steel, which I generally like for Chardonnay, but it's just not good. So I want to say to you, do not get this wine. Let me show it to you again. Now, it's La Prensa from Chile. The same company makes another Chardonnay, and it's from Spain. So now I'm curious to know if that one is where they put all their energy into, because this one tastes like ass, and you should absolutely skip it. All right, let's recap. 1, Kansas City. I think everybody knew that. 2, go ahead and get this Rosé, Head Snapper Rosé Prosecco. It's actually really nice and very affordable. It'll be a nice addition to go along with the Côte d'Aron's Villages if you're looking for a heavier red. Like, let's say somebody's making brisket. I've heard somebody is going to be making brisket at our party. I won't believe it until I see it. So there's that. Also, I have kind of one that I didn't taste, but it is a throwback to something that we've had before. It's easily findable and very affordable. And I happen to have, an empty bottle now. But don't sleep on the Earl Stevens Prosecco. It's priced to move. It's generally less than $10. It's very enjoyable. And if you have an aunt who's coming over who doesn't really like anything that's too dry, this is a perfect choice because it's kind of a medium to sweet. So it'll work out great for her or anybody else. Or, even for those kids that are sneaking drinks when you're not looking. All right. I look forward to talking to you after the game. And let's do it. Cheers. Oh, crap. This is the one I didn't want to drink. Cheers. I won't be drinking this.